2050. Over the past 20 years, there have been dramatic changes in technology. Things like phones, Wi-Fi and video streaming were not as big of a part of people's lives as they are today. These same circumstances have occurred with the number of dwellings being purchased. In Australia, about 30 years ago, the population was around 16 million, whereas now it has raised to 23 million. A third of our current population has been born overseas. In the 1980s, the average full-time employee earned around $19,000 per annum, and the average dwelling cost was $150,000. In 1947, home ownership was at 40%, but then this rose to 70% after the 1960s. We can see with these figures that as more and more people are coming over to Australia, this is resulting in an increase of houses being purchased over time. But who's buying these houses? People living on the streets without much money aren't. People who have lots of money are buying up to 2 to 3 houses. So not only the amount of dwellings being purchased is increasing, but the price of these also increase. From the graphs below, we can see that there is a positive moderate correlation. Since 1998, the amount of dwellings purchased has increased by 1,587. From 1998, it was 1,627. And in 2017, it was 3,214. As we follow along the graph, we can see that in 2050, the amount of dwellings purchased is estimated to be around 6,400. In the second graph, we can see that there's an increase in wage index prices, and it is estimated that wage prices will be at 230.
The number of dwellings constructed between the years 2000 and 2050 have increased dramatically and will continue to increase for years to come. In the year 2000, there were 51,000 dwellings constructed. By the year 2017, this had increased to 72,000 buildings. If current trends continue, the number of constructed dwellings will increase to 92,000 per year by the year 2050. With a substantial increase in the number of dwellings constructed per year, why are there still people out on the streets without a place to call home? We think that we may have an answer. Not only has the number of constructed dwellings increased, so too have the values of these dwellings. In the year 2000, this value stood at a reasonable $144,000 per house, but as years went on to 2017, house prices have risen to $319,000 per house. If present trends continue, by the year 2050, houses will cost a concerning $500,000 per house. In the future years, trying to buy a house that is affordable enough for everyone will become very difficult.
All around Australia there are homeless people for many different reasons, and in this fact it is from the house prices going up and up over the years. In 2001 there were 95,314 people all around Australia that were homeless. This could be because they don't have a job, so they can't afford a house, or that they have a job but doesn't pay much, so in that incident they can't pay off their house if the prices go up and up. In 2006 the number of homeless people went down by 6,000 and the number was 89,728. But from there the wages have gone up for people with jobs. Also the prices for living in a house have dramatically gone up, and from 2006 to 2011 there was a huge spike in homelessness, going from 89,000 to 102,000 homeless people. Homelessness is becoming a huge problem in Australia. Over the years, housing has gotten more affordable to live in, and the numbers have risen to a staggering 116,000 homeless people around Australia.
So throughout the topics of homelessness and how much house prices go up every year, something that goes along with this topic that people struggle with is the rate of gas prices. Gas prices vary between $1.75 to $2.75 per litre, and some people that are already on the edge of being homeless, this can really affect them because they can hardly afford everyday utilities that are needed for everyday life. The prices of gas have an average of about $2.75 to $2.50. This average has been going on from the year 2000 and the rates of gas at 2018. And the prices have been seen to average about the same in the upcoming years and should be averaging this in 2045 to 2050. This can really take a toll on the upcoming years for people if they can hardly afford or need things in everyday life.